how to make a payment plan for taxes. So I think this is sort of an hysterical topic, but it's something that a lot of people you've searched for, and we have to answer the question. When you live the life called corporate life that I teach, you will do a very different planning. So get a pen and paper. A lot of you, this one's going to be like, really? These are strategies, and that's how we live. Three things I want to start out talking about and sharing with you is how do you set up a payment plan for taxes? And I'm going to suggest, do you need to? The way that internet, the bathroom wall tells you to. I say absolutely not. Number two, what are the strategies to minimize your taxes so you don't have to pay as much? And number three, the common mistakes to avoid tax planning. You know, right away, there is a link below. Let's just get this out of the way for those of you who've been trained by Susie Orman and Dave Ramsey, which are fabulous, but they're in the debt reduction, live safe, don't grow your life and your wealth. That's not, we don't even teach the same thing. They're amazing at what they do, but they don't teach millionaire strategies. So there's an IRS link on how to create an installment plan and a payment plan if you want to stay in that like way of doing it, or just do it the way that I'm going to teach you how to do it. So setting up a payment plan. Well, obviously you need to keep track of all of your income and expenses. So at minimum, get QuickBooks or some sort of online accounting software and track what are you doing. Minimum, do a spreadsheet. This is what you make. This is what you spend. Now, for most of you, that's your personal life. But if you really want to live corporate life, which is what I'm going to teach you how to do, at 18 years old, you get an LLC, you get an S Corp, you get a C Corp. Those are U.S. terms. If you're really wealthy and have family offices, you'll do FLPs or a lot of real estate, different company. The cool thing is the United States, you can have 4 different kinds of companies. Other parts of the world, there's usually 1, 2, maybe 3. Here's the big thing though. When you have a company, you now get to activate deductions. So why do you need a payment plan for taxes? Usually because you are an employee that overspends and you have huge credit card debt. And the only way to get it out of is make money, but you don't have any way to make money because you haven't decided you want to make money. So you live in this interesting cycle of making money, spending too much, living on credit card debt, recycling your debt, and then being broke again and then doing it all over and over and over. It's a fascinating strategy. At some point, I would think you're sick of it because it doesn't work and it will never work. And restructuring your debt, oh my gosh, if you saw the true fees and the analysis of how much they make while they think they're handling your debt, you are so ripped off. It's fascinating, but everybody just does it and everybody follows their ad. And that debt relief, whatever thing that's on TV right now, is an interesting ad. My daughter just laughed when she looked at it. She said, oh my mom. She said, Mom, you should counter this ad. It's just so wrong compared to what you teach. I said, I know. When you have a corporation, do you really need to plan payments for taxes? No, you're going to make money and invest money. And once your money's invested, you're going to get to the end of the year with your companies. And then your preparation for that company tax filing will be in September of the next year. You've got 9 months to get ready to even pay any taxes. So are you really just going to put a little savings account and a bunch of cash in there? No. You're going to get an iFlip account, and all the money you make, you're going to invest. A portion of it you want liquid just in case you do have a tax bill at the end of the year. You work with our teams, it'll be the lowest you've ever paid in your life. And you use iFlip because you can liquidate in 48 hours. So click on the link below, grab the iFlip link, and get some software that is a place to put your investments, your money. I want you in the pattern, I make and I invest. And yeah, you're going to pay bills and you're going to spend, money. So track your expenses, track your income, and now start tracking how much money you're putting into accounts, not a money market account, not a savings account. Put it in an iFlip Smartfolio and keep it there. As you come around to a tax bill, then you divest a little liquidity from your investments and then you pay your bill. So it's a very different strategy than any of you probably do, and it's what the wealthy have done for generations. So there's kind of the answer now. Let's break it down. So how do you strategize to minimize your taxes? Again, you live corporate life from 18 years old to the day you die. And then at that point, you don't even close the companies. You generationally pass them on to your kids. Now your kids, can you imagine 2-3 generations from now, your kids are going to have 100-year-old companies. Do you know what those are worth? Just to sell the company and the financial activity of that company. Number one, you're sustainable. Money comes and goes. You're responsible. You can make it, you can spend it. You're building up huge credit card investments. By the way, using credit cards as investment cards, go use my search term. Why don't you binge watch that for 25 hours? You could probably binge watch just that topic on credit cards, debt, corporate structure and use. There's probably 50 hours of it up here by now. And I'm going to give you $750 of credit towards a new tuition and whatever you decide to do with this. So when you're incorporated, you live corporate life, which means you activate 81,000 pages of tax code. So let's just flip to the other side and go this way. It's simpler. Once you have corporate life set up completely, How much do you actually use your personal bank account? Like I, Loral Langemeier, have no reason to make money. I don't need any money. I paid a little bit from one of my companies as an employee, very appropriately, but enough, and it pays the bills that I can't use for deductions. The rest of them are structured inside one company to start doing all your deductions, and you live corporate life fully. So if you don't know how to do this, I'm going to give you 2 tickets to my Millionaire Intensive. You're going to come and learn how to live corporate life. If you want to really, really do it, then you're going to come further and come into our coaching and mentoring program. If you want to learn how to do that right away, go to askloral.com, ask a question, make a request. You'll end up in a strategy session talking to one of our team members about how our teams can help you live this life fully, where you own nothing, right? Like I own nothing. Control it all through corporate structure, trust, and a very different life. This isn't Loral Langemeier's theory. This has been going on for centuries. I just refined it to what I call CFS, common frickin' sense. Like once you learn to live it, this workshop, by the way, every 3 weeks. So when you click on it, if you can't go to the next one, we'll be back in 3 weeks and I come live every time. I don't know that we've ever played a pre-record. Like we just don't do it because the economy is different. Like now we're in a recession, we've got all sorts of issues to deal with, and we stay current. So other strategies, including your kids and all the deductions, your vehicles, I could go on forever. Go to our Millionaire Intensive. I'll see you there. And it's 10 to 6 Pacific time every 3 weeks. See you there. And before I go to the big strategy, the fun one, I want to have you subscribe to our channel, click that notification button, be here 5 days a week, consume the content deeply, and start living this life. Don't have this just be an entertainment channel. This is an educational channel, and it's here for you and your family. Like I said, go to askloral.com, ask a question, make a request. We have a whole free section of that. Or become a member and come live on camera, and I'd love to talk to you and do a little sequence makeover on what you're doing interestingly to your life. Because people do interesting things. The last thing is common mistakes. You don't get incorporated fast enough. I can tell you, 18 years old, that's a birthday present to my kids. That's how serious I take it. Because why wouldn't you? It's the way to activate the tax code. You say, what do I do then? Well, you have to have a legal reason to make money. So I've always been very entrepreneurial. I mean, now my first business was 17 years old, personal training. Then I moved into aerobics instruction, then corporate wellness. And then I moved and I jumped, did the cash flow. But once I started living inside corporate life, I have never shut a company down. You keep them, you can clean them, you can put a DBA on them and use them again. You want the history. So those of you who are sole proprietor, you're doing it wrong. 100% wrong. Like, couldn't be worse. Wrong. So how do you maximize? You have to live inside corporate structure. Once you start making $250,000 or more, there's another corporate structure we're going to add, which gives you a different multiple tax year end. And the more you make, the more companies you're going to have because you're spreading out the deductions amongst many companies. And you're spreading out your vehicles, you're spreading out marketing expense, you're spreading out management expense, you're spreading a lot of expenses out, which are legitimate by the IRS. So again, if you have any questions, love to talk to you. Go to askloral.com. We'll talk tomorrow about more. My favorite topic, though, is this one.